Greetings, greetings, greetings. I want to welcome everybody to Street Talk Daily. I'm your host, Mecca. And we have a special guest tonight, Ra Akhu, the founder, owner of Cosmophyzix schools. Uh, Give me 1 second. Greetings, greetings. Peace and love, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the Street Talk Daily Show. We have a special guest tonight, Ra Akhu, Cosmophyzix, founder of the school since 1999. I'm going to bring him on in a minute. Just give me 1 second, because y'all know I'm new at this. I'm going to do the best I can. Give me 1 second. There you go. What's up, Ra?
Peace.
Hear me? Peace. What's going on, dog?
I'm chilling.
Just chilling.
You can hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you well.
Yeah, you see all this? I done gained all this weight. So I said, okay, I'll be short a little weight. So when I lose the weight, then everybody be like, okay, she back to herself. But ain't no shame in my game. So you know how we do. But anyway, I want to welcome y'all again. This is my longtime friend, Ra Akhu, founder of Cosmophyzix. I know y'all read the description. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're a new subscriber, and we're gonna get into the show. So, Ra, tell us a little bit about Cosmophyzix, what it is. Um, just do your thing, bro. Let us know what it's about. For those that don't know, let them know.
Well, Cosmophyzix is my brand of celestial science. Astrology, I've been practicing for a while since I was a young man. And I felt the need to simplify it as much as it could be simplified for our people, because when I first started studying, all of the people that were into it were other ethnicities. I didn't see very many of our people doing it, only a few. So, it is the foundation of every occult and metaphysical practice. It is the foundation, like computers have a code language. Astrology is a code language for all metaphysics and occult sciences. So I started teaching other people that showed an interest in it, and it's just been rolling like that for like the last 20 years or so.
So, being a new blogger, and they have these blog awards going on, and you have a lot of mediums out here that quote unquote talk to the dead, right? So a lot of people, they just read the Bible, but they don't know anything about themselves. They'll boast and say, "Oh, I'm a Gemini, or I'm a Leo, or I'm a Virgo." You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, "Yeah, rest in peace, so and so. Grandmama looking down on you." You know what I'm saying? Kind of contradictory, but you know, the science. Go get a little bit more into the science of us studying ourselves and what happens when we're born and the celestial energies and the zodiac, things like that.
Well, you got to know that the entire universe is composed of electromagnetism. Every atom is just a different frequency of electromagnetism. So, and if you understand the physics of this actual reality, everything that exists is but a swarm of atoms. And they connect because of their vibratory frequency. You know, you get a common denominator between them and they attract, and there is a real substance, gas, liquid, or solid that exists. So we're not exempt from this universal law. And neither are the stars or the planets. They all have an electromagnetic pulse. So this is the foundation upon which we understand the reality that the entire universe is one. And so are you. In fact, you are an embodiment. Every individual is an embodiment of the universe at the moment that they were born. So as far as knowledge itself is concerned, you know, these religious practices and religions that boast knowledge itself are all actually historically based. No one
The
modern
universe is
is
one.
being spoken of, not even your own personal self. So, astrology deals with your connection to the universe, the vibratory frequency that manifests on the plane of our solar system, and how it gives indication experience and reality to your nature, and as well as the people in your environment, the substances you'll encounter. So I feel that this science is the most appropriate when it comes to ascertaining the knowledge itself.
Yeah. I'm here. Okay. So so
I mean,
so
you're gonna have to provoke the conversation.
provoke the conversation. What do you mean provoke the
Yeah, you're gonna
conversation?
have to provoke the conversation. Well,
No,
you
you
just
got
say go ahead and speak. I don't,
so give me
I'm not gonna have a long, drawn out dissertation
uh-huh.
because I react better to
Wait,
conversation or provocation. Say something that provokes a thought or an answer, and I'm able
a
to
thought,
expound
yeah.
on it. But to keep
So
going and going and going and going and
yeah,
going
yeah,
and
yeah.
rambling,
You're,
that's just not gonna work.
yeah, yeah. So do you want to do any would you like to do a sample reading on somebody in the chat? I see uh Jason Williams. I don't know him. MC
Yeah,
Intru.
you can
Anybody
take
want to come
calls.
on
You
it?
can take
Yeah, yeah.
you
Anybody want to get a
you
reading
can
done?
take calls.
Hold on. I don't have that set
No,
up,
I'm
but I
only
dropped the
gonna
link
do
in the chat.
5 minute sample.
Yeah, yeah. Do a 5 minute
Mac,
sample.
I'm only gonna
Anybody
do
that
a 5 minute sample because a full reading entails a mathematical process that can't be engaged on a live television. I mean,
exactly?
or a live stream.
Yeah, and a
Hmm.
lot of people they don't like to expose their energy like that, so it's better to do it. If anybody want to contact you, they can contact you. I'll post your number on the slide, the slide where you can if anybody want to
They
reach you.
can reach me at Cosmo361 on IG, or they can call my telephone number at 561-881-6992 between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time,
Jason said
and
he's a
I'll accommodate.
Scorpio. Okay, so Jason, he said he's a Scorpio, and he was born October 25th.
What time of day was he born?
What time was you born, Jason? Uh-oh. I just I posted it. I'm waiting for him to respond. Well, maybe you could do a short one on me until he give. Oh, okay. Uh oh, hold up, Bell. Oh, okay, but Jason, I'm waiting on Jason's time of day. But Bell said 3:43 p.m. Um, February the 6th, 84 at 3:43 p.m. If you want to come
February
on,
the
if you
6th?
want, yeah,
Was it, you
yeah,
said
February the 6th,
February the 6th?
yeah, February the 6th, 84, here in Aquarius.
Bell? The name is Bell.
Yeah, in the chat, you can see you can see that they're in the chat.
I
But if
don't
you want to
see
come up
anybody in the chat.
in the live chat, I'm looking at it.
Okay, no, I do see it in the chat now. Okay.
Jason said he was
Okay,
born at
Bell
06.
was the name?
Okay, Bell,
All right, we need
February
to
the
we
6th.
need to be a little more organized with this.
Hold on,
One,
because
I can only
Jason.
do one at a time. All right.
Okay, so you want to do Bell or you want to do Jason?
Well, Jason was first, so let's do Jason.
Okay, so Bell, just give us
All
a
right.
second.
He
He
was
gonna
born
do
at what time?
2:06 p.m.
Ask him if he ever had an issue with his lower digestive tract.
Just drop it in the comment. He can hear. You can hear him, right, Jason? He asked. He want to know if you ever had any issues with your digestive tract. What's up, sweet? What's up? What's up, Amber?
It's not giving me the option to type here.
In the chat,
So
you should be able
yeah,
to
I
when you
can
go to
see what
YouTube.
they're saying.
Yeah, but you got to go
Oh,
on
I'm not on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, that's why if you go to you can open up a page on YouTube and mute it, and then you could just type. Because that's what I did. I muted it, and I could just type in the chat. He said he do. He said yes, he do. Yeah, it'd be better. Hey,
Okay.
Jason, I dropped that link. Back and stomach are his only
Jason.
issues. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right. So Jason, he likes the colors blue and gray for a car. All right, or white, maybe white. Also, he says, I know a lot. He wishes he can work from home. And loyalty is the primo determinant in his interpersonal relationships. Okay, he has friends from diverse origins and friends back in his school days. All right, he may feel that his father should have been a little more responsible in the execution of his duties. Right, I'll leave it like that. And um, he's an information junkie. He has a passion for either writing or speaking. All right. His mom was very particular about her possessions. You can't walk in her house without her offering you something to eat. He's very private about his money. Between 2012 and 2015, he became uh, very dissatisfied with his lifestyle and his and or his domestic situation, put it like that. And between 2015 and 2017, the desire to relocate would have been absolutely enormous, man. Or he would have had some transportation concerns, right? Then in 2019, he realized that he wasn't getting the support he needed from his social network. As a result of that, since 2018, he's been pretty much
Ooh,
redefining his and his professional network. Right? How about
okay. Um, who was next? So that's it, right? We're gonna do Bell. No, that was okay. So now we're gonna do Bell. Bell is February 6th, 84 at
Jason?
3:43.
didn't give us a response. Mason hasn't given
Okay,
us a
so
response yet.
okay, October 25th at
Yeah.
hold on, October 25th at he gave us the time 2:06 p.m. October 25th at 2:06 p.m.
Isn't that the one? That's the one I just read,
You
right?
did October 25th. Okay, so then you got Bell, February 6th, 84 at 3:43 p.m. Let me write them down so I keep
February
up with them.
6th, 84, 34. Okay, this person here, highly emotional individual, overprotective of family members and loved ones. They don't
Hmm.
think so though. They would like to think that they are the divinely appointed protectors of all their loved ones, right? Whether this person is male or female. They're also very private about their writings or their memorabilia. They don't appreciate people going through their paperwork or their desk, their phone, or anything like that. This person also requires that their associates, their friends, maintain some type of standard or principles and morals. Otherwise, is less than civilized. There's no need to associate with them. All right. They are remembered for something athletic or combative from their late teens or early 20s. And they really need to be self-employed. They'll never be told what to do. No amount of money will ever put them in a comfort zone when they're not able to do their own thing. As a youth, they would have been very gullible and or religious. All right, and that would have changed drastically as they got older. All right. Um, Stability and security are the primo factor and standard in interpersonal relationships. Right. This person needs to be occupied in a space, needs to be have a job type of occupation where they are not supervised or without someone looking over their shoulder. All right. Um, they look at their aunts and uncles as equal when it comes to the measure of mental prowess. Okay. So they're pretty independent with that regard. And they never truly express their entire opinion because they're very and the people around them would not really know how to take their criticism if they spoke it as rawly as they thought it, right? So they keep a lot to themselves, and there's a lot that is not said, Between, I would say, around 2012 or 2015, they redefined their standard and on love and responsibility, right? When it comes to prioritizing work over entertainment and things of this nature. Between 2015 and 2017, they would have become very dissatisfied with their occupation, all right, as well as their location, desire to relocate or to expand their base of operation would have been tantamount. The contemplations of going back to school also would have occurred, whether they actually executed that act or not. Between 2017 and 2019, they rebuilt and restructured their perspective on interpersonal relationships because of factors having to do with security or reliability. Then, um, from 2017 to 2019, they would also have reordered their standard for engaging in how could I say this, carnal relationships, man. They would have changed their perspective on shared resources, and as a result of that, they've been rebuilding their dynamic in terms of how they interact they react with other people. A lot of friends are either set back or set off. A lot of associations, particularly those that aren't progressive, right? That'll be my sample for that person.
Okay. Um, Bulin, January 30, 88, 11:55 p.m.
Mecca, let these people give an acknowledgement as to whether they concur,
They,
whether the reading that I gave them was whether they vibe with it or not.
oh, my bad. Jason came up here, but Jason flew out of here. He said, "Wow, amazing, all true female, all true." Okay, you're right. Let him respond. Okay,
Okay.
Bell said, "All wow, amazing, all true." Okay, you good, Bell?
All right.
Okay. So now we'll do the same thing with Bula and then let him, respond. So
Somebody
January
asked a
30th,
very good question here.
I'm
Somebody
writing them
asked a
down.
very good question here.
I wrote all of them down. I was gonna ask you that in the end. I was gonna ask you that after we did the other two.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll ask. I'm writing the questions down that they want to know, the general questions. Okay, so January 30th, 88 at 11:55 p.m.
Say that again? Because I was just
January
reading, so I was listening to the voice in my head.
Bell said thank you too. Yes, thank you. It was
January
correct.
what?
January
You're
30th,
welcome, Bell.
88. January 30th, 88 at 11:55 p.m.
This person prefers black or smoke gray, a car, automobile, or whatever they're traveling in. All right. They like to wear black a lot too. All right. This person very their mind up about something that's very difficult to sway them away from that unless you have some convincing, compelling they should change their mind or their way. They also internalize their anxiety and anger and need to find a way to channel that um, or to how do you say that? Yeah, they need to find a better way to channel their anger and anxiety as opposed to just internalizing it. Trust is the primo factorization in their associations and their business connections. All right. I would like to say that the disciplining parent put limitations on their entertainment as a means of discipline. All right. And that the father or disciplining parent would have been very strict or disciplinarian or regimented in some fashion. All right. In relationships, this person has a very passionate nature. All right. And they are best working in fields where cooperation with others or contracts are highlighted. All right. They have a very good memory, very good eye for detail, and they're very particular, picky about how they go about choosing their mates. All right. They're also their mother would have run the house like a CEO. All right. Um, Siblings. I think there's a younger sibling or cousin, which would be a female that they're very close to. All right, and they are able to get money through the transference of information, writing, or acting as in the capacity of a clerk. All right, between 2017 and 2019, they would have uh, started to examine ideologies or paradigms and concepts that they had otherwise ignored up to that point. The desire to expand their perspective religiously or spiritually would have been seriously impacting. All right. I'll leave it right there. Who was that? Mecca. Peace, Jason.
Yeah,
Peace, God.
peace, Jason. Yeah, that was Bulin. So Bulin, what do you think about the reading he just gave you? Uh, you can see the comments, right?
They appreciate it. Bueller Brown.
Uh,
That was
that was
on
on
point. He
point.
said,
Okay, great, great.
good.
Oh, it's so many up in here now. Golly, I'm trying to keep up with them. Okay, the next one,
Yeah, we
12 1.
started this real early. We we started this reading real early. It ain't gonna stop unless we stop it. Okay, it's gonna continue to
Mute
flow
your line,
forward
bro,
like
bro.
that.
What's up with it?
Everybody wants to be fed.
Yeah, mute your phone, bro, bro. The background noise, bro, bro. Okay, so let's do Black Star 12 189 11 10 a.m.
11:10 a.m. 12:1. So
89.
ask me, are they the eldest? Are they the eldest, or are they the most responsible child,
Hold, no, no. Are you the oldest child?
or the most responsible?
Oh, read the chat. He dropping it in the chat. He dropping it in the chat. Are you? Oh, that was Bueller. That was
I'm
Bueller. Black Star. Black Star.
I'm
Yeah, you
still
done with Bueller. Bueller done. Bueller done.
I'm
Bueller Brown.
still in
He said that
stream
was
here.
Bueller Brown said that was on point. He appreciate the reading. Gray and Black for sure. And his dad was heavy
Yeah,
on
gray and
disciplining
black for the
him
car.
in his adolescent
Yeah.
stage. Okay. So now we on Black
Mhm.
Star. Black Star 12 189 11 10. He said
Okay,
yes,
he said
oldest
yes, the oldest of three.
of three. Yeah.
Okay, so he loves spontaneity, and in his youth and as a young man, he wanted everything brand new. Okay,
Uh-oh.
uh, give a pair of his shoes away if there was a scuff mark on them, right? So spontaneity and information is this guy's passion to read or speaking and writing, communication or language. All right. Also, because this guy's an Aquarius rising like the first person I read, right? So
Uh-huh.
the desire to work from home is strong. Okay, to not have to be on anyone's time. Rules and regulations are a no-no for this individual. They process information faster than most of their peers. So underneath that facade of humility is a very strong mental superiority complex, right? And a very low tolerance for ignorance. All right. At the same time, this person is very social, congenial. All right. Friendly. You have to give them a reason for them to feel that they should avoid you. And the desire to interact on an intellectual level is very strong. All right. Friends who are not able to they're not able to learn from or uplift. I don't think they exist for this person, right? Also, I father was absent. Okay, yeah, you hate rules, and you hate rules because it's an insult to your intellect. You did rules are for people who aren't intelligent enough to figure out how their conduct should be, And let me see what else. Loyalty is the foundation of this person's relationships. All that person has to do is give them any inkling that there's a instability with their loyalty factor, and all trust is out the window. All right, but children would cement the relationship too. All right. In other words, if they were in a relationship that was kind of shaky on the emotional or affectionate side, the presence of children would have them to rededicate themselves to that relationship immediately. Right? I think that's enough. If y'all want to get deep, you should call me. All right, because I'm gonna try to keep it as shallow as I can here in this
Yes, everybody
public
gets
forum. What's the science,
yeah.
Trayvon?
Uh, Trayvon, what's the science? Unmute your phone, Trayvon.
Hello.
What's up, Trayvon?
Oh, what's up?
Peace.
How you
What's your
doing?
birthday, Trayvon?
May 11th, 2001.
What time?
And what
Ooh,
time of day
it
you
was.
was born?
I think it was. I want to say 3:10. Three
AM or
ten.
PM?
You had an issue with your throat when you was a kid, or you had an
Huh?
issue with your breathing?
What happened?
I said you had an issue with your
I was.
throat as a child, like strep throat, laryngitis, tonsillitis, or you had it,
I was.
or was it
I
your
was pre.
breathing?
I was premature.
Okay, that's okay. I need you to answer the question I just asked, though, so I can confirm what your ascendant sign is.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
when you were younger, did you have an issue with your throat or your neck, or was it your breathing?
Breathing.
Okay. So first impressions mean an awful lot to you, Chant, and you find it very difficult to forgive a slight or a violation. All right. Mostly, especially in love, you have trust issues. Okay. And this is because you give too much of yourself in a situation, man. You feel you're all or nothing type of individual, right? You have a
Right.
weakness for children, your soft spot for kids, and a high interest in mysticism or mysteries altogether. I would say that between 2012 and 2015, you you were going through a readjustment period that caused you to change your whole personal outlook and perspective on life. By 2015, 2017, you would have been reworking your moral fiber and your sense of materialism, right? I think you either bought a car or had some transportation issues between 2015 2017. The consideration of going back to school or broadening your education either formally or personally would have been tantamount too. Then by 2017 into 2019, you would have seen that most of the people in your circle who you had depended on in the past were not as reliable in that time period. And since I would say about 2018, 2019, you've been dissatisfied with your domestic situation, the desire to relocate either your residence or your city of residence would have been a deep consideration, right? I would say that that is pretty strong even up to now.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Lord.
Oh yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was right on point.
All right. Peace, Nikki, Nakia. All right, now let me say something real quick, Mecca. You know, if we don't explore some Capri, peace, mama. If we don't explore intellectual concepts right now, these requests for readings ain't gonna stop. All right. So we need to we need to have some discussion, and we can get back to the samples. Otherwise, this would just be strictly sample oriented, man. Are you there? All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Somebody asked
Yeah.
a question. Somebody asked a question I want to answer. All right.
Okay, which one? I'll post it on the screen. Are we still experiment? Wait, are we
Um,
this one? Look at the screen. It's on the
somebody
screen. Are
said,
we?
"What is the?"
What is the best way to sublimate?
Are we
This
still
one?
experiencing the effect under that lesson through next conjunction? One at a time. Make it slow down, Mama. Yeah, that was the question I'm talking about.
I know
Okay.
that's what the word.
But
Hold
the
on.
other question, the other question was good too. This one here is tricky, but every individual has their own unique destiny and fate, and their ability to sublimate cosmic, understanding into action differs. All right, so it depends on the person, really. All right, but you have different systems or philosophies that actually key in on it. All right, like Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, right? And also the Ra Akhu, the Alsarian school of spiritual discipline. Both of those, right off the muscle, use astrological principles and are able to convey exactly how you should work with the energies that are given indication from your birth chart. So the best way really is first to understand what your chart conveys in terms of it relating your or describing the nature of your destiny. All right, and after you become aware of the nature of your destiny and your life rhythm cycle, then you are best able to navigate whatever incidents or occurrences that or trends that occur in the course of your life. So I mean I think that's the best way I could answer that question. It's great to see how your mind connects it all back to the body and how it's actually the cosmic energies that indicate one premise of being. Great mind. Thank you. You understand that.
Okay, so now let me see another question they asked. Are we still experiencing the effects of the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction? Did that last until the next conjunction?
Yes. Both of those are yes. Okay. The indication, see, I don't like the word effects. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But the indications that the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction make have to do with society as a whole. They also have to do with the principle of expansion and constriction or restriction in a person, in an individual's life. Okay. Whenever Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in a particular department of life in the birth chart, it'll manifest as in a house and in a sign. It is in this area where the strongest makeover should occur. Right?
Let
I
me
think I
see some
answered
more.
that question.
Oh, they deep up in here. Devils in the details. Virgo 12 hour. Three. That's y'all axis is
Not
naturally
12th
flawed.
hour, that's 12th house. Third house, ninth house axis is naturally flawed. Information is collected in broad strokes and can miss important details. Talking about herself, she's a stickler for details. Okay. And
Yeah, us Virgos.
contemplates, yeah, stickler for details, man. Very economic in their thinking, but and people think that Virgo risings, Virgo ascendants are very how can I say this? Well, Virgo in the 12th house is Libra rising, so let me correct myself with that. All right, because Virgo on the 12th puts Libra at the ascendant, and Libras don't like to be analyzed, pointing out too many aspects of their personality unless they're in a profession that requires that they project themselves publicly like that. Okay, um, I do believe that the sign of Libra, not necessarily the people that fall under, have a lot to do with equilibrium. These people need to maintain a sense of equilibrium. Otherwise, it affects them emotionally and psychologically, right? Uh, Libra risings, man, have an interest in foreign languages or language and literature as it goes. All right. Very impulsive in relationships in their youth, and this is due to Aries being on the however spontaneous they may be in their pursuit of love. As they get older, they realize the need to get to know their partner a little more thoroughly before they devote themselves to them. You see, and this is why she may say that axis is naturally flawed. You know, people want to see the best in people.
Mm.
They tend to ignore the worst until it is unavoidable.
All right. Yeah,
A
one of my
lot of
homeboys
Sag
actually.
risings seem to be experiencing sudden
Mm.
deaths, created by Uranus and Taurus opposing their 12th house of Scorpio, and now square Saturn in Aquarius. A lot of Sag risings seem to be experiencing sudden deaths. You see, there's a principle in astrology, in astrological science, called dispositors. Okay, and whenever there's between Jupiter and Saturn in a birth chart, in anybody's chart, that house that it occurs in doesn't necessarily is not necessarily limited to the sign. It also points to certain types of people, all right, certain types of relations. Like the third house points to siblings and neighbors, and the fourth house points to the parents and the nurturing parent and the nurturing parent side of the family. The sixth house points to uncles. The fifth house points to children. The seventh house points to interpersonal relationships. The ninth house points to in-laws. The 11th house points to elders and associates. The 12th house points to grandparents. The 10th house points to the disciplining parent. You see, to put it shortly. So when Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in a house, the whoever that house gives indication of has a very serious challenge to their health or their life is lost. That indication of Jupiter and Saturn says plainly a huge loss, overwhelming loss. So it does point to potential death in the family. I don't really like talking about death, so I'm going to leave it at that. All right.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Not on this channel.
Now, I mean, I can talk about it in
uh,
privacy, right?
yes,
But
yeah, yeah,
it's too. I can't get specific unless
yeah,
I'm looking at a particular birth chart. Keep it broad. And talking about death is a very touchy subject. So I'd rather keep it
exactly.
personal. Keep that
Yes,
topic personal.
yes. Okay.
Can the sun's transit through Leo opposing Saturn and Jupiter and Aquarius point towards another lockdown? Yeah, it can give indication to that. Uh,
Uh-oh.
Believe me, I think there's going to be another lockdown because it serves the government and their propaganda and to instill fear and insecurity in the people and to turn over the economy. So looking at it like that, yeah, and because this uh, scamdemic is far from over, I'm pretty sure there's going to be another one.
Absolutely. But we ain't gonna go into that because we don't
I
need to be
like
getting
this
straight.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
I like this. I like this format you putting up.
Oh yeah.
Putting the questions up there because
Yeah,
I
and I
can
hit
answer
Ali up.
questions all day.
Yeah, and then I hit Ali up. He wants you to call him to get your Black Live streaming set up where you can stream live on
Okay.
our own platform that we own. Yeah. So
Which
I'm
Ali are you referencing?
this is a brother not the you don't know this guy. He lives in St. Louis. He created the
Okay.
technology where he's created our own streaming platform and it's all black owned. for our people. So, you know how when you mention certain things on YouTube that strike and take down your video, they don't do that with our own platform because we own it. You feel me? So when we go live on the
Yeah,
Telegram
exactly.
group. Yeah, yeah. So anybody that is looking to start their own platform and you want to be, streaming where they won't affect you and shut your video and stuff down, we can talk about that later. You can hit me up
So
and
we got true
all
freedom of
that.
speech on this platform
Yeah, we got true freedom of speech
without
on this
censor.
platform without
Yeah.
censoring. Exactly. That's it. That's it. Okay, so we got another one here. Her Earth Day is 2/7, I believe.
Well, Queen
Queen.
Neek Edwards,
Yeah, her Earth. No, that ain't it.
Sagittarius,
Mm-hmm.
Sagittarius Sun, Virgo rising. Well, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what degree. When's your birthday, love? If she divulges her birthday, we can make that determination almost immediately if she progressed to
Exactly.
Aquarius. If she's born at the end of Sag or close to the end of Sag, it takes 30 years to progress through Aquarius for the sun to progress through Aquarius. So this
Mm-hmm.
person is late 30s, early 40s. They'll be
Mm.
in the sign. Well, pardon me, I meant to say through Capricorn. They progress through Capricorn into Aquarius from Sag. They got to be older than 30 years old.
Mm.
So I want to. The sun progresses from your sun degree, 1 degree per year. So if you add your age to your solar degree, then you should see where the sun ends up. And if you're more than 30 years old and you're at the end of Sagittarius, then I could say yes, you've progressed to Aquarius most certainly. Okay, so you progress from seeking information incessantly to finding practical usage for it to now exploring information for the sake of a personal enlightenment and just for the joy of being enlightened. We saw the transiting Saturn and Aquarius opposing Leo, the message for children and or autonomy. This person has knowledge of, we know who this is. To this person knows the answer to these questions already. But I'm going, I'm going, I'm going to address them anyway because we saw when Mars went into Leo, is the day that it ingressed Leo, a whole bunch of little kids got shot.
Wow.
All right, this was about a month, 6 weeks. Yeah, a bunch of little kids got shot, man, and so that had a lot to do with the Jupiter Saturn uh conjunction
Energy.
that occurred in Aquarius when Mars perfectly opposed that state. This is when those children were shot. So, and I'm pretty sure the statistics involving children across the board are raising due to this conjunction in Aquarius. And as for personal autonomy, it depends on where Jupiter and Saturn are in your birth chart, what configuration or alignment they took will allow us to determine how it affects your personal autonomy. What is the indicative message of the North Node in Gemini for the collective? Well, right now we see in the media how it is largely being propagandized. And for anybody that has that's in their 40s or 50s, they are really able to see exactly how the media and information is being processed today in a most fascist fashion. Whereas 20 years ago and back, freedom of speech was really uh, it was really enhanced or really believed in by the people, after Vietnam and all of those demonstrations. And I think because of that, what went down in the 60s and the 70s with the ability to express oneself and to information with such freedom, without such limitation, that now, because this government is bearing down on the freedoms, you have to think about Saturn in terms of its restrictive indications, and it's in the sign of freedom. So while the North Node is in Gemini, we see all kinds of stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these media outlets, these social clubs. They want to call them social platforms, but they're treating it like they are purely sources of information. And the North Node in Gemini, trining that Saturn station in Aquarius, has got us on some our speech is being inhibited. Our ability to express our opinion is being hampered and hindered. And this is what I think the indication of the North Node in Gemini is at this moment. Okay. See, this one here gonna kill you flat earth niggas, all right? Yeah. This question here that MC Naturu, in true, MC in true, however you pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce it. So pardon me, Lord.
MC,
All right.
not to.
Exactly. How exactly can I break down the
It's not
differences?
to.
Well, I can tell you like this. I can give you an analogy. All right. Your place on the earth is pertinent to your perspective on the eastern horizon. Okay. Very much like if you're standing on the roof of your home, you can see further. You can see the backyard and the front yard. You can see further down the street than you can standing on the ground. So a person born, let's say at the 30th parallel, in comparison to a person born on the equator, the difference of the perspective on the horizon is going to be about 13 degrees. So a person, them being born at different intervals on the earth is going to change their perspective on the horizon, and therefore the degree of the zodiac that is rising in the east will be different for both parties. Just like you can see more of your surrounding areas from being elevated. The position on the earth does the same thing.
Good morning from
I hope
Ghana.
that answers.
What's up, Ghana?
Good morning,
Good
Mariam
morning.
Aisha.
Okay, so we got another one here. Al. Okay, 6:28:83 at 10:42 a.m.
Okay, we're gonna do samples after we exhaust the questions. Well, I'll go back to doing samples after we exhaust the questions. So hold that thought, Lord.
Okay, so hold it. Okay, all right.
You
Let me
see, and
see.
I'll tell you why that is. Because when you start reading people, everybody wants to. What about me? What about mine? Okay, and everybody
Okay,
has a natural self-interest that supersedes whatever else
yeah,
is going on. So if
absolutely.
we continue to read birthdays, we'll never get to explore anything else.
Anything else?
And
Okay.
I would like to remind everybody that if I'm not able to get to everybody here, then
Hmm.
you
You'll
can
come
call
back
me
and we'll do
between
it
1 and 7 p.m. That's right.
look, you
So I
come
have
back
some
and we can do this
health
again.
issues around my belly and diagnosed with autoimmune disease. Been going through it about two years. Where in my chart can I look at what's happening? Okay. You said the belly. All right. There are quite a few organs in the belly. So I don't know what you mean by in the belly. Are we talking the spleen, the large intestine, the small intestine, the gallbladder? Like you need to be more specific. Autoimmune disease the immune system is ruled by Pisces, the planet Neptune. It is also given indication by the planet that rules the sign that's on the 12th cusp. So the alignment concerning those planets I just mentioned, Neptune and Pisces, the sign that's on the 12th cusp, as well as the planet that these things would be very key. Also, the 8th place or the 8th cusp ruler, or the sign that's in the 8th place, the 8th sign from the ascendant if you're using an unequal house system, all right? And the planet that rules the 8th house. The alignment for that will determine, pretty much give us indication as to the state of health with regards to your immune system. Now, with regard to the belly, if you're a little bit more specific, the pancreas, okay, now that's the stomach. So what are you, Sag rising? I wonder, okay? The pancreas, the stomach, the esophagus is all considered one part. So the overall health of the stomach has to do also with the pancreas, all right? And I would say that you are probably lactose intolerant. I don't know what their ascendant is. See, and it's still getting personal here. So aside from those planets I mentioned, I can't think of anything right offhand that would point to the belly, I mean the pancreas, or the autoimmune system. But give me a call. We'll look at your chart. We'll have a look-see. All right? You know, let me let everybody know. I can think of 12 ways, and there are more than 12. But I can think of 12 ways to say any one thing. Astrologically, there are 12 ways to illustrate any one idea or any one reality. You see? So I would have really to look at your birth chart to make that proper assessment, to accurately respond.
Okay, give me 1 second, Ra. I gotta go to a little break right quick. Hold on.
Aries rising. Okay, I see you.
I say, New York, New York. Hey, things out of bust my head. Tell them bring some money when they come. New York, oh, the DT try to watch me, so I won't let them catch me, so I run. New York, hey, yo, the things try to bust my head. Tell them bring some money when they come. New York, oh, the DT try to watch me, so I won't let them catch me, so I run. New York, New York. Welcome to New York City, where life sometimes may seem so fine. Welcome to New York City, where you see the sunset, some see the sunrise. Welcome to New York City, can't you see the signs? NYPD commit the crime while we serve the time. In New York, in New York, welcome to the rotten apple. Some call it Adam's apple. NYC, where police is quick to snap at you and pop at you. The 5 borough of death when cars catch flat tires off of mega potholes and rain puddles. Life's a hustle, build muscles to gain strength. From Brooklyn to Bronx, workers handing out tastes. The big city of dreams where less fortune is gained, less money attract greed, so they get caught in the matrix. No oracle in sight, all I see is abandoned train tracks. Vampires, politicians, folks with rainbow flag. Fire burn that, we fire burn that, we fire burn that. Hey yo, out here in New York. Welcome to New York City, where life sometimes may seem so fine. Welcome to New York City, where you see the sunset, some see the sunrise. Welcome to New York City, can't you see the signs? NYPD commit the crime while we serve the time. In New York, in New York, in New York. Chaos I function. Symbolic messages, artificial intelligence, psychological treatments, leaving minds primitive. Ignorance, disloyal circles, distorted views, polluted, confused, cocaine, liquor, violence, and murder, reacting like turtles. Peep the story, Willie Lynch, Merrill Lynch, get your catalog, suffer inventory, books to keep, poor enslaved. Meanwhile, leaders know the secret science, acting real holy. On the flip side, you know they get that guacamole. Premeditated action, delegated conservative right wing, Uncle Tom strategy, no spirituality, confused patterns, loose cannon. Can't you do with no hands, popping hanger? His mother 16 with a son of a gun. Under extreme measures, like Tom Hanks, cast away on the island. No treasures, no polish, dangerous climbing, and still striving out here in New York.
Yeah. All right. I just had to promote my peoples. Okay. So, um, let me see if we got any more questions. Okay. Let me see. Um, hold up. Wait, hold up. Right? He said, I think it was Netaru. The abbreviation is Netaru. Uh, and Queen said, um, hold up. I have a blessed chart, Aries rising. Okay, cool beans. Thank you. Will do. Thank you, Queen. Y'all subscribe and like the channel, like the page, subscribe to my channel. I'm a new blogger, so I just want to bring, stimulating content, um, something that can help us at the end of the day.
To answer this question you just posted up, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I want to answer this question too. Right? Why is it that knowing of one's ascendant is what allows us to know someone on a deeper substratum? All right. There are 12 signs in the zodiac. All right. We are all 12 of those. So let me just kill the misconception that you are a particular sign of the zodiac, because you're all 12 of them. All right. Depending on what your activity is or who you're interacting with will determine which of the signs you're projecting, all right, you are using to express yourself. Now, to know a person's ascendant is what allows us to put all of the other signs in context. Okay, so we know what is at the ascendant, then we know where the rest of the signs fall on the cusps, which give us a variant description of the different departments of life. So to make an example, if I don't know what your ascending sign is and you tell me that you're a Gemini, and I know Gemini is mental. Gemini deals with communication, thought transference in any conceivable form is what Gemini represents. And the nature of people to convey thought is what Gemini entails. So when a person tells me, oh, I'm Gemini, I know that they are referencing the position, but that doesn't tell me anything about them, because the ascending sign, if it's not Gemini, is going to place Gemini somewhere else in the chart. You understand? And from what people don't realize is when your physical being is one component of your entire essence, your mind, your spirit, all of these different indication by the different planets. So because the ascendant sign gives us an idea how the rest of the chart is composed, this is why we are able to understand them to a deeper degree than what they just convey when they express their sun sign.
Okay, this is the lady, and this is for Miriam in Ghana. She just moved to Ghana.
Okay, I'm still very basic to intermediate regarding my understanding of astrology. In process of still getting settled here in the motherland. However, one of the biggest shocks to my system has been meeting people who don't know their birthdays. Definitely limits me in terms of studying from an experiential perspective. Yes, indeed. Boy, I feel for you. So listen, dude, find a way, because you got internet access. And there are all kinds of social groups, clubhouse, fan base, things of this nature, where you can interact with people, and that should not hinder your astrological studies. Most of my studying occurred when I was working with the psychic network. Okay, I was working for Cleo's network, the Psychic Friends, back in the early '90s before they got shut down, and this is where most of my experience with learning how to read people at an air level occurred. Well, since that platform is gone now, I've turned to the internet, and it's a lot easier on the internet than it is in your own personal surroundings, because one is remote. All right. Secondly, people get online to socialize, where in your environment you have to assert yourself to get them to cooperate to that end. So, utilize the internet. So, Marianne,
Nikki want to know where should she start as a
where should
beginner.
I, as a beginner? Well, the first thing, I start all my students off with celestial mechanics, okay, and that is not conventional. So you're asking me, I'm gonna say with celestial mechanics, you have to have an understanding of how the planets move, because your birth chart is a snapshot picture of your entire life, and it's just a snapshot. You have to understand how those planets in your birth chart continued to move from the time you were born on, to get a better picture of how your karma or your fate and destiny is going to unfold. So, as a beginner, I would say start with the celestial mechanics, understanding to the thorough degree the how the earth rotates, the mechanics of how the sky appears to be moving, how the planets actually move through the signs. And once a basic understanding of that um, is attained, then you can start getting into the delineation, into what it means. And from there, I hope that answers your question. We answered this one already.
We did. Okay.
Yes, we did.
So how? Let me see. So moving forward with all that's going on in the world, did you predict a lot of things that would happen with Mexico? No, not with Mexico, with Cuba, with the president of Haiti, with what's going on in
No,
Africa?
I didn't make those predictions, because that is astrological practice, and in the last, I would say, 8 years or so, I have not been dwelling very hard on the mundane. I've been dealing with genethlical, or the astrology of human experience on a personal level. I've been focusing more on teaching the basics of astrology, so I haven't had the opportunity, really, nor the time to devote to the study of world affairs.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any suggestions on where the collective should focus their energy for the future? Personal advancement, growth, and evolution should always be the focus of your energy. If everybody got their shit together, then everybody would have their shit together. Do you understand that? So, making yourself a better person is always the best thing for the collective to do.
Yeah, because we're all connected. People don't want to believe it, but we are. Um,
You're welcome, Nikki and Marianne.
so far,
Marianne.
I think, we the. Let's see. Thanks for this.
Really? I don't know what you mean by it's a stop start with the internet. The I wonder, Ghana is it predominantly Christian or Muslim? Either way it goes, any of them Semitic religions try to downplay astrological science. So I can see why birthdays would not be known or a matter of tradition, you know.
But they use it. They give us religion, but then they using it behind closed doors. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? They give us
Yes,
religion,
yes, yes, yeah.
but then behind closed
Yeah.
doors, this is what they doing to control the world. Okay? But most people been taught religion and they just can't break away from it. How do I become your student, sir? Nikki.
You can call me,
I'm
Nikki,
gonna post your
Nakia.
number
You
too.
can call me. You
Let me
can
post
call
it.
me
I'm gonna post
between 1 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me which and I'll let you know. I have for everyone out there, I charge $1,500 for my course. It's a 5 month course. You can go to my website. It's Cosmophyzix361.com. COZMOPHYZIX is the spelling. 361.com. And you go to shop. You hit the tab that says shop or products, and it will take you to 4 panels. One of those panels is the academy. You click on that, my syllabus is there, right? A list of the things that we're going to be studying, right, is conceptualized on my website. And if you have any further inquiry, you can just give me a call. And I make myself available every day of the year. I don't celebrate holidays, all right? And when I'm not available, it's because I'm occupied, all right? But I try to return all calls. If you're out of the country, you're not in the United States of America, you can send me a Skype request. My Skype request is the same as my Instagram, COZMO361. You can send me a contact request on Skype, and then we can communicate that way. Because I know telephone calls, out of the country calls, and things of that nature are expensive. Right? You want to economize, you Skype. Give me.
Yeah, that was a lot of information. I put your number up there though. 516-881-6992.
Oh,
So that's the number.
Sabtet ain't playing. She said, "How
Huh?
much do you consider or weigh the anaretic degree in a birth chart?" Jupiter is currently at 29 degrees Aquarius. Okay, I don't use the anareta. Okay, I think it has a stronger application in horary astrology, and for reasons that I could not find enough evidence in my own experience to subscribe to the idea of the anareta. Because people say that, oh, the I have this at an anaretic degree, and what does that mean? And in my experience, when I'm doing predictive science, it isn't the degree of the zodiac has to do with its indication, all right, per dwada, per subdivision. So the last 2.5 degrees is dwad, and I believe the idea of the anareta came from the idea that the 12th house of every chart is very similar to the 12th dwad in every chart, in every sign. So, but in terms of catastrophe or danger or peril, I don't think it makes any difference. Whether it's the 29th degree or the 15th. If Saturn sits or any planet sits in alignment with another malefic, then there's a high potential to harm. And the potential to harm is the same at the 15th degree as it is at the 29th. I hope that answers the
Okay.
question.
All right. Let me see. I hope I got everybody's written down to give it to you. She said thank you. Um.
You're welcome. Yeah, my kids were born at home too, but because I'm an astrologer, I was up on the time like a motherfucker. All right. But you
You
did
delivered. You delivered one of your children, right? You delivered one child, right?
both of them.
You
Both of them.
delivered both of them. See what I'm talking about, sisters? We
I
got the brother
did.
over here, the astrologer delivering his own children. That's what I'm talking about, Robert. Yeah, yeah,
The motivation behind that, was that I saw with my own eyes in Endicott, New York, a woman who had given birth to her child in the hospital. And she did not want the child to have a birth certificate. She didn't want to register her child with the government. And they harassed her. They called Child Protection Service. And while she was able to leave the hospital with her child without registering her child, they harassed the fucking shit out of her. You see?
damn.
So, and another one of my comrades had his child in the hospital, and even though he expressly stated and signed paperwork to the effect that he didn't want his child vaccinated, they still managed to poke his son in the leg with it and administer some foreign agent into the child's body. So for that reason, I wanted to have my children at home for those reasons. Right? My children are not registered with the king, and they are not going to be the jurisdiction uh, of any government outside of my household. So that's the reason for that. Islam and
Okay.
Christianity are neck and neck in Ghana. The Muslims definitely pull on the ancient sciences with geomancy via sand divination here. I
Yeah.
would say also that. Okay, well, let me say something. Let me finish reading it before I elaborate. Hence, although there is no birthday, there is a way for people to be plugged into the stars of their destiny once a malam is consulted. Yeah, I know what malam is. Mu'alim is
Yeah.
mu'alim. At any
Yeah.
rate, you know, astrology flourished in Africa
Oh yeah.
for millennia. It is an African science too. Okay, it was
Mhm.
commandeered by the Greeks and the Romans in history. But
The Dogons, the Dogons. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Dogon science. I haven't been initiated
Yeah.
in the Dogon school, but I know a Dogon priest. All right, and when he told me the names of the planets and what they meant in English, okay, from the language he was speaking, Mars is the menstrual planet, and Mars astrologically does point to blood. All right, Saturn is called the limiter, and Saturn is limitation. So, or doubt in my mind that the Dogon have astrological knowledge. And in terms of astrology flourished, Islam and Christianity, astrology flourished in all throughout Africa, and especially North Africa, because we have I say especially North Africa because we have history of Carthage and Algiers, Libya, and these other places. When I was reading about Septimus Severus, who was the last Roman emperor.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
African, and I was reading about him in the Encyclopedia Britannica. All right, And they said that he was an astute astrologer for an emperor or a ruler to have interest in celestial science. All right. But what I found to be uncanny or outstanding was the fact that they say he was an astute astrologer, and this is the part, as all Africans were expected to be. You see? So, as all Africans were expected to be by those Europeans who were writing this article. That right there lets you know that at one time, this science was very popular on the continent. It was a part of our culture. It still is indirectly through the religions of Islam and Christianity, because what they have sought to do with those religions is to simplify cosmic law and religify it, if that's a word. Religicize it or religify it. You know, the 10 Commandments are 10 allusions to the planets. The first commandment is like unto the sun. You shall have no gods before me. Thus, when the sun comes up, all the other lights in heaven appear to disappear, right? The second planet in this order is the moon. And the second commandment is honor thy mother and thy father. Well, the moon points to parentage. Do not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Bearing witness and neighbors is Mercury. Okay, so the entire 10 Commandments is encodes the delineation, the most basic delineations of the planets, and so does their cosmic law that you find all throughout Leviticus. In Islam, with the dietary laws, when it talks about not eating human flesh, not eating beef that has not been slaughtered correctly, not eating birds of prey or ferocious animals, fixed signs. So I find it awfully coincidental, right, that the religious laws concur with the translation of human reaction or human behavior as it is given astrologically.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me see. She said, "Boom." Nah, yeah, they already know. They in tune, you know. Let me see what Nikki talking about. Nikki, you talking about, girl? I apologize in advance. There you go.
Nope, don't apologize. Your apology is not accepted. Your basic questions are appreciated.
Okay.
So you don't
Yes.
have a reason to apologize. All right. Should I use Western or Sidereal? Wow. I tell I'm a tropical astrologer, but I use Vedic methods of calculation for time, for dashas and bhuktis, for time periods. So what basically I'm gonna say what you just asked me is, which eye should I use to see with, my right one or my left one? I think you should use them both, and in using them both, you have a broader sense or understanding, as opposed to the limitations of just using one. Right? It's like being ambidextrous, being able to write with your right hand or your left hand. I would not recommend that you use one hand more than the other. If you could write with both of them, then continue to use both of them. So that is the deal with and it's not Western or Sidereal. It's tropical or Sidereal, because this tropical is solar. It has to do with the Earth's relationship to the sun. And the Sidereal Vedic Eastern Sidereal method has to do with the moon's motion around the Earth and the backdrop of the stars. So one is lunar, the other is solar, just like the King's English measure is solar in its symbolism. There are 12 units per foot. And the metric system is lunar. Metric comes from the word matrix. Also, the moon spends 2.5 days approximately on average in each minute per inch. So the moon takes 2.5 days, where the sun only takes 1 month. Or I would recommend that you investigate both and compare them to your own birth chart. And whichever one seems to resonate the most, that should be the one that you use, especially if you're going to be a practicing astrologer, right? I hope that answers your question.
So this one is for me too. You know, me being, you taught me that I'm born the 22nd. So I'm what, Virgo Libra, the last day. So basically I went through all of the energies. So this question kind of is something I would like to know, the degrees
Okay,
that you go through.
first let me answer this question, because I have a very simple answer. No, I do not consider them critical. I think that the aspects determine and the dignity of a planet determines its criticality, not whether it is at the end or beginning of the sign. Okay, absolutely not. And no one has ever shown me otherwise. You know, discussion ain't gonna get it from me. You can talk to you blue in the face. You have to show me a real life circumstance. You see, where a person has a critical degree, and every time there's a motion over or to that planet, their situation is worse than another person who gets the same aspect to a planet that is not at a critical, so-called critical degree. And I have not seen that. And you know, a lot of what we see in astrology that is advocated to that extent is bogus, and it's repetitiously passed down without demonstration. So I don't see 29 degrees to be more critical than 3, 4, 5, or 6 degrees. Simple. Okay. To answer your inquiry, Mecca, the signs are 30 degrees apiece. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They're not 32 degrees apiece overlapping at the ends. They are 30 degrees. They are also of particular element, okay? Like fire, air, earth, and water. You understand? So where a water sign ends, a fire sign starts. There's no mixing there. The reason why it may appear to you that you're both, or that you have the essence of both, is because you quickly transited, you quickly progressed from your station in Virgo to that of Libra. Progression, every sign has expression in the life of a person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
I understand.
Because you're
Yeah.
Virgo.
Full blown Virgo. I am a what? Lester Lovin told me. You know,
Well,
the
you're
pyramids.
Virgo Scorpio. You're. What I meant to say was that your sun sits in Virgo. Okay.
Yeah.
Sun sits in Virgo, right? We're looking at a chart. Planets move to the right, and signs move to the left. Is that correct? Well, it depends on which hemisphere of the Earth you're on, because the chart is meant to be a literal diagram of your environment where you are on the Earth. So if you're on the equator, the sun passes directly over your head. It doesn't pass at an angle through the sky at a distance. It passes directly over you like a chandelier, right? So in that case, the chart is flat, you know. But if you're, let's say, in Australia, if you're in Australia, you want to see the sill or beneath the equator in the southern hemisphere of the Earth, then you would need to look north to see the sun. at 12 o'clock noon. It would appear to rise on your right and set on your left. But if you are above the equator, if you are north and you observe the path of the sun appears to rise on your left and then set on your right. And we are looking to the south to see it. So if the chart is actually drawn to the location, if you're beneath the equator, the first house is going to be on the chart. But if you're born in the northern hemisphere of the earth, then the first house is going to be on the left side of the chart. Yes, man. Because if you understand the mechanics of the earth, then you understand how the sky is moving and how the planets are. And yes, the planets always go against whatever apparent direction the sky appears to be rotating. Peace, Ron Johnson. Okay. Please know that if you intend on studying in my school, that I teach predictive and genethliacal astrology. I also teach mundane astrology, all right, for predictive purposes. I am very strict with my syllabus. I do not deviate from my syllabus. And there are prerequisites to being in my school. You can't just be in my school because you have the money. You know, because if you can't do 8th grade math, if you can't add, subtract, multiply, divide, and have a basic understanding of geometric measure. I'm teaching you how to use the geometry celestially. I am not teaching adding and subtracting. I am showing you how to use that math in conjunction with the astrologics. I am not teaching math. So a lot of my students, a lot of people that come to get in my class are not equipped. They don't have the aptitude. I know that shit sounds crazy, but a lot of our people, they don't prioritize mathematics, and they forget. I did myself. At the age of 18, I had to take a refresher because I had forgotten how to do long division. So if you want to get in my class, I am as enthused to teach you if you have at least an 8th grade mathematical acumen. If not, I suggest that you brush up on your math before you get to me. Because if you don't know how to divide, then how you going to do astrology? You know, you can't add, subtract, multiply, divide, and don't be surprised. There's a lot of people out there that forgot how to do that. Peace, Lord.
Peace,
What's
peace.
Up,
giving thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, God. How about yourself?
Yeah, man, this is different. Yeah, this is different. This is my first time actually using this device to get on live, and I'm just appreciative of the opportunity to be here to, understand a little bit more the astrology and the cosmometaphysics. Yeah. So giving thanks to Makkah. She said to come on so I can get a reading. So I'm here to get a reading.
Just 5 minutes.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Right, this the last.
When's your birthday, Lord?
March 27th, 1989.
Do you know what time of day you were born?
I'm thinking somewhere in the 3 a.m., 3 p.m. I know it's 3 something.
Yeah, I believe you. You said 3 a.m.? You said a.m. or p.m.?
I'm gonna say a.m. for now. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, well, I can discern, right? I can tell. You had a problem with your lower digestive tract when you were younger? Like digesting certain foods?
I probably my lower back.
Lower digestive tract. Your lower back.
Oh, well, not really. I mean,
lower digestive.
Oh, lower
So cheese,
digestive.
milk never yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm lactose, man. I can't eat that stuff and drink milk and cheese. I used to
Yeah,
eat
okay.
cereal every day,
So
eat
yeah,
a lot of cheese.
you probably were born around 3 in the morning. All right. Okay, you ready for the reading? Okay.
Yeah, cheese
You
is
love
my cheese
spontaneity.
is
You love spontaneity. Okay. Developing patience was a trial for you. I know. You probably still ain't got no patience, man. You disguised the fact very well. All right. People putting undue restrictions on you is an absolute fuck no. Okay. Not me. That shit is for everybody else, right? You different, right? Okay. You'd like to believe that. You like to believe that. Okay. You like to believe you different. You like the colors blue, the colors in the sky, blue, gray, Payne's gray, things of this nature for an automobile, right? Also, your mom was very particular about her possessions. There's something in the house you wasn't allowed to fuck with that belonged to, that she prized or cherished. I would also say that you have some pretty rowdy uncles, all right? Some pretty live ass uncles, man. All right, I'll put it like that, right? And a high interest in the consumption of information. So if we could put information in a hypodermic needle, you'd be a happy fiend, right? And the desire to work from your own residence is strong, right? Or to have a family business, if not from your own residence, right? And your pride will not let you stay with a person who has betrayed you. You don't believe in second chances to that extent. You still midnight snacking? You
Get
still
him,
eat
Rod. Get
late at night? Yeah. All right, that's it. I ain't going no further.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna do. Oh shit.
yeah, that was pretty good,
Megan,
man.
you got quite a few Aquarius risings in.
I
Yeah.
know.
You're an
Okay. Let me do
Aquarius rising, man. Third house Aries, you process information way faster than a lot of your peers. So you really, I don't even care how friendly a cover or mask you put
Eh?
on it. Then you have a very
No.
low tolerance for ignorant and undereducated people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So we're gonna do.
Are you able to tell me, like, if I see like a dead cat in my garage, and then I see a couple weeks later a live raccoon in there, like, can you tell me those things? Like, what do those things mean? Or if I know I was told to stay away from glass, from the sharp objects, and fire.
No. Just from that, those details, no. What I can say is that if you knew what time it was and what day it was when you saw the dead cat or the coon, then I can pull up the chart for that time and I can give you some insight as to what they point to. You understand?
Damn. I know it was a weekend. When I first saw it is when I went into the garage.
Weekend ain't gonna get it. I need a specific date. I need a specific date. And let me ask you this too. Since January, you had some car issues? Some issues with your car, with your transportation?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you good, Rod? You was on the money with this.
Yo, and since like January or February, you replaced some technology. You fucked up your computer or your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely an Aquarius rising. You're a third house Aries. So when you got to get your point across, that's how we can get you evil. We can get you to break into your evil mode quick. Don't give you the opportunity to get a word in edgewise in the argument. That right there is setting you off. That there had you launching. You did.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't give him no expression. You did. Yeah. His composure will break immediately.
Yeah.
especially if he
Netaru.
right.
Okay. Okay. Netaru. Let me just post it. Let me go up. Cause see, that's the guy that been asking you a lot of questions that you feeling. Let me bring him on. Let me find him. Give me 1 second, Ra. Wow.
Wow.
When you
All
say
right.
car trouble, bro, you on it, Ra. You on it. You on it. I told you his readings be accurate, bro. There you go. That's his birthday and time.
April 17th, 2001 at 1:35 p.m.
Yeah. It'll be easy for me
So
to
this is
show you.
late Aries. 1:35 p.m. is in the afternoon, though. So this is ask this person if they get sinus allergies and headaches, or did they have an issue with their skin when they were younger? Oh, Leo's the
That's it.
ascendant. Ask me if he injured his foot before. Ask if
You
he
ever
injured
injured your
his
foot?
foot.
Have you ever
Foot,
injured your
toes.
foot? Any foot toe injuries? Let me
It
see.
doesn't have to bleed to be injured now. Sprains, pain, period. The feet is what I'm asking. Did they yes or no that?
Mm.
Well, if that is a picture of him right there, he looked like a Leo rising, okay?
Yeah. Hi, Queen.
Seventh
Hey,
house, seventh house Aquarius. Yes, all three. I'm female. Foot injury multiple times. Okay, so you easily turned off, easily turned on to. It ain't hard to get your attention. It just requires a little bit of intellect or some clever manipulation, and we got your attention. But and just as quick as we got it, we can lose that shit. All right. So while you hate to talk to a person who thinks they know it all, you actually refuse to talk to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. I wonder how you get through that conundrum. All right. Um, Composure is one of the highest purposes that you came here. You're here to learn how to compose yourself emotionally. All right. So you really don't like them to see you sweat, and they will never see you cry if you have anything to do with it. You know. Also, your friends need to have some intellectual flavor. You need to be able to relate to them, and you need to be able to confide in them, because loose lips sink ships, no doubt. Right? And your comfort is a priority. You know, the degree of your comfort level um, it makes a very large impact on your steadfastness, so you're willing to engage. Right? Also, I would say that there's something that the nurturing parent did or didn't do that to this day has you, when you have your kids, you ain't gonna do that. Right? Something that or didn't do in your upbringing that you don't have very much appreciation for, I would say. All right. Then the love of exploration is your passion. It may take the form of study and or travel. All right. So there's a fondness for travel, and there's a fondness for educational topics or philosophical pursuits. All right. Yeah, I would say that. Cancer North. No, you want the whole chart ready. You have to give me a call. All right. You're gonna run dropping all these stations. All right. But with the North Node in Cancer, that emphasizes the desire to acquire your own home. I don't use Lilith. Okay. The only asteroid I use is Chiron. All the other asteroids, I don't use them. All right.
Okay.
I hope that with the North Node in Cancer, there's a strong desire to possess your own home. So, and a fear of homelessness. So the homestead got to be stable in order for you to be entirely comfortable. I mean, you know, you got people that can deal with that instability, and you don't wreck when it's not. Is
Okay.
that enough?
Let us know how that works.
Woo! Neptune
That's a
Uranus conjunction generation. You know that that conjunction takes place about once every 14 years. Okay.
mm-hmm.
No, actually, no, it's more than that. I'm thinking of Jupiter Uranus. Okay. So let me say this. Yeah, it takes place more than 84 years, more than every 84 years. So now we ain't gonna see another generation like this for almost a century. All right, now, y'all have some very sensitive insights in terms of your inner vision and your psychic ability. I would say that to ignore your intuition is absolutely foolish. On a societal level, Uranus and Neptune point to the technology and the design of technology. I do believe it has a lot to do with the Oculus shit that is out now, that virtual. So your generation is going to see Ready Player One, basically. All right. On a spiritual level is where I was going first. So when I spoke about the inner vision, this is Neptune. Also the fear factor. Okay. And Uranus is intuition. So y'all have these two human faculties together. And if the lights, which are the sun and the moon, are complementary to that station of Uranus and Neptune, I know it's in Aquarius, then y'all should develop some pretty prophetic insights on a generational scale. Now, it also speaks to electronic music, all right? Electronics being Uranus and Neptune being music. It also talks about the web designers and the entire culture, internet culture. So your
Mm-hmm.
generation is going to be more submersed in it, and you'll see this by your 30s, by your early 30s to mid 30s. Y'all will see this. Something else too, very dreadful. All right. Neptune deals with poison. It deals with gases. All right. And Uranus deals with mass destruction. So weapons of mass destruction like dirty bombs and chemical weapons and biological weaponry will also be at the forefront. Where my generation used explosives and nuclear energy, your generation is going to really see how them chemicals are going to be utilized on the war front, which consequently will affect those soldiers or those people that are assaulted with such weaponry, right? I hope that's good. I hope that'll satisfy you for now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very well, Naturu. Is that it?
She said facts. Beautiful. Appreciate the demo. I'm trying to go to the couple I missed. It's a couple I missed, so I was trying to get to them, to cross them out. All right.
If you will allow me the freedom, I'll just crush them. I'll just go down and find them, okay, and answer
Oh,
them
okay.
as I read them.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
No, I would say COVID is a product of Neptune and Pisces, because Pisces deals with disease, microbes, things that you cannot see, chemical compounds, biological science. Okay, it deals with all that biology, all that medicine, vaccines. All of that is a Pisces thing. All right, and being hospitalized, all of that is Pisces. Uranus and Taurus has to do with a shift in the economy. You see how electronic economics is coming to the fore, right? The Bitcoin, all of that. And I do believe before Uranus leaves Taurus that we're going to see an entire makeover economically, almost to the same degree as we saw in the 20s. I don't know if it's going to be as drastic in terms of the food line, but currency and credit and the means by which to convey the value of things is going to change drastically, because Uranus deals with devastating change, and Taurus has to do with the exchange of finances or valuables, right?
Okay, in El Salvador. Well,
What should we prepare for when Pluto enters Aquarius? Pluto in Aquarius, y'all already see it coming. You're seeing it being developed, right? Clones. I say that's going to be the main feature, all right? How clones are used, or how cloning is used. But GMO foods also, because Pluto in Aquarius is Pluto in Aquarius is the window of fruition for the trends that started with when Pluto and Uranus conjuncted in 65 and 66 of the 1900s. So those things that started and culminated in 65 and 66 will actually become an everyday reality and will be made more manifest and apparent when Pluto enters Aquarius. Okay, now Pluto's transit of Aquarius is going to be for about 21 years. So that's a process, not an event. All right. Yeah, this is Q&A, Black Star. Oh, this was earlier, so we good, right? All right. So let me see.
yeah, you got Queen up here. Queen is
Transit
up here.
Saturn.
The sister that's on the panel with us. Queen that you were speaking
Okay.
with earlier. Give me 1 second. Hers is 62883.
I can't hear her. I can't hear her
Can
or
you hear
see
me?
her. Are you talking
Oh
about this
Lord.
sun? Are you talking about this sun kiss look?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So you respond with me directly, right?
Yes.
When's your birthday? When's your
June
birthday?
28, 1983. June 28,
You are a
1983.
crybaby. Yeah, you're a crybaby.
You're a crybaby. Oh.
Oh, that's just rude.
So that doesn't say anything. That doesn't say anything about your courage. You overly courageous too, audacious or overly courageous, I would say. Okay. Um, you had an interest in medicine or healing, right? You
Yeah.
still have the when you were younger. You still have that interest now.
Yeah, it's changed, but it's still there.
Okay. So I called you a crybaby because you're a Cancer. All right. Well, what time of day were you born? What time of day?
2:03 a.m.
Supposed to be in. So that's Taurus rising, right? Or yeah, that's
Aries.
Taurus rising. Is it Aries?
Aries rising.
So for a car, let's say hypothetically that we were gonna buy you a car tomorrow, right? It's the ninth
Uh-huh.
place method for those who don't know. Then would you prefer blue or black?
Blue. Blue.
I definitely ain't talking to Mecca.
She
You
said
not
blue.
talking about
She said blue.
I didn't hear her.
blue.
If she answered my question. Okay. All right. So yeah, I believe you're an Aries. So you don't believe in wasting time at all. And only mama or grandma or mama and grandma got to see the punk in you for real. Okay. You cry baby at home, but not out in the street. All right. I would also say you don't even know how to conceive of taking an hour to do what can be done in 15 minutes. Like that gets on your nerves when somebody takes, you know, all this time to do what they could get done very quickly. Patience is your lesson here, and tolerance. Okay, you
Mhm.
absolutely admire creativity in any conceivable form that it takes. also, the inner child, your inner child will never die. You know. So I don't care
Wow.
how mature you are. You have a Peter Pan complex going on. The little kid in you will never die. Okay, and you'll
Really?
never be out of touch with it. Yeah. Um. In personal terms, I'm not saying that you're immature. I'm saying that
Right.
you are very in touch with your inner child, and you admire creativity in every conceivable form that it takes. You insist that a person be loyal to you. All right, you love loyalty like air. All right, the your love principle is going to depend on you've learned lessons in loyalty yourself, though. Okay, because you're very
Yeah.
experimental in your social tendency. All right, yeah, and when you don't know something, you don't have no fear of what's going on about it. You those kind of questions don't even enter your mind. It isn't until somebody points those things out to you that you even give them credit. Impulsiveness is key to your I guess to your advancement and your growth. I would also
Ah.
say that between 2015 and 2017, in those years specifically, you grew very weary or sick and tired, right, of the way you were living or how you were or your career, how you was getting your money. So, um, you might have made a change with that regard. There would have been a dynamic shift then. Even if you didn't, the desire to change your lifestyle and the means to which or your career, let's put it that way, would have been very strong. Okay.
Okay.
Um, during that time, during that time you also got opportunity to see where people really were with you, and consequent to that, you now have a lot fewer friends than you had during that time, a lot fewer associates, and you're
Those are facts.
prioritizing your associations now. You're prioritizing your associations now, in accord with how well they can help you advance or how progressive they are. Because you got
That's
tired of
true.
fucking with them going nowhere quick, son.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks. I'll call for a full reading.
You're welcome. Make sure you like and subscribe,
Now y'all
girl.
gotta
I
know.
already did.
Don't think I'm pulling a whammy. I charge $300 for my readings. We look at you.
Okay.
I do three things specifically. I do three things specifically before I even attempt to answer your questions. Okay, we look at your natal promise, which technically is a list or the stations in your chart give indication of those realities that you will experience in your life or those realities that will confront you. I can give it to you to that extent. I don't know, you know, if you're going to be able to overcome them or not, because I mean, or omit them, because I doubt very seriously that'll happen. So we read the natal promise, and then we analyze through the nodal aspects and alignment your purpose on this planet, and how those things that you experience in your life relate to it. After that, we explore your life rhythm cycle because um, regardless of your concerns, when you come for the reading, you have to understand that your concerns over a period of years are going to change. Your priorities change, your goals change, your desires change. But what never changes is your life rhythm cycle. It's constantly a repetitious rolling along, all right, throughout the course of your life. Just like we see summer every year, we see winter, fall, and spring. You see events every year of your life, certain processes every year of your life at certain intervals. So of the year and of the month and of the decade. But at any rate, we look at and analyze your monthly cycle, and I stress that in my service because hold on a second. Y'all better go ahead with that noise. All right. Okay. Um, I I forgot where I was really.
Mhm.
Totally distracted. It's a blank page now. Oh, I think I got it back. The third part of the reading deals with your life rhythm cycle, and it is shortly, um, to put it shortly, it is utilized for the purposes of allowing you to know the nature of the events and the order of the events in your life, so that you can navigate after the reading. It's like a lot of readings people are getting. There's nothing to take away from the reading. You know, I give you something that will last you for the rest of your life. All right. Then after that, we deal with the questions and answers. I give every person that gets a full reading 30 days to confer with me with anything that stimulates. Okay? Because I can stand on what I say. So I charge $300 for that service. So when y'all say y'all coming for the full reading, have that in mind. All right. Other than that, I do 5-minute samples for people that are skeptical, curious, or want a demonstration of my skills. So you can call me and get a 5-minute sample, and that be the gist of it. But don't expect me to stay on the phone and read your whole life, because I have a life and a family to support. All right. And I'm not talking directly to you, Queen. I'm speaking to everybody. Now I can address you personally. What's the science? I didn't hear you.
Oh,
And still can't if you're talking, if you're
Oh, okay.
speaking.
Can you hear me
Yeah, I can hear you now.
now? Oh. I
I
was
think
saying
I
no.
need
I'm
to
gonna
touch.
pay. I'm gonna pay for your service.
Hold on a second, Mo. I had
Okay.
to plug in the speaker so I can hear you. Now, would you please repeat yourself again? Say that. Say it
I
again.
said no. You don't got to worry about that. I'm gonna pay for my service.
Okay, well, I'm not worried, love. I just need to put it out there because people, they call me
I
and,
know.
they expect me to stay on the phone with them the whole day. For what? I have things to
Right.
do, you know? Yeah.
Fact.
So that
I
wasn't directed to you personally, but was directed to everyone. So, be serious about getting a reading when you call me, because I'm serious about giving a reading. And I'm not partial to vain conversation.
right.
All right? That's for anyone listening to this podcast. Yeah. Because I put my phone number out there and I don't get a lot of jokers. So, but I need
Yeah.
to, and that's because I emphasize this. So now, did you like my sample?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Okay. You are a Cancer sun with a Taurus rising indeed. I mean, with an Aries rising indeed. I would also say that uh what year was you born?
83.
What year were you born? 93?
83.
Is that what you 83, okay.
83.
83. Yeah, I got you. So boy, you love adventure, and you had no problem engaging in thrilling activity in your youth. I say your early 20s, late teens. Quite the adventurous. Okay,
Was.
that's putting it in terms that are palatable.
Was. Fact. It's true.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. You's a pretty wild child. I know. Party animal. Okay. All right.
okay, so Nadell said I can vouch.
And willing to go where a lot of your friends would not dare. So you was doing
Uh-oh.
shit that your friends were saying, "Girl, you crazy," and you like, "Shit, I want to see.
Okay.
I got to
Pretty much.
see." Yeah,
Yes,
but
true.
yeah. I would
Thank
also
you.
say that yeah, it was your father present.
He was in and out.
Yeah. So he was absent. So But there was one of the grandparents was very strict or very disciplinarian or responsible for the administration. I think it was granddad, right? Granddad played the father more so than daddy, right?
Uh,
Or was it one of the grandparents?
maybe more so for my sister. My grandmother on my dad's side, she was pretty strict with us. Like she would be
Yeah.
like, read this dictionary and go read
No,
this
yeah, I was
newspaper.
reading Capricorn in your chart too, and that is the father's side, and that is the grandparent.
That's
So
my
yeah,
mama.
that's what I was pointing to.
That's my mama.
Yeah, your grandmother.
No, my mama a Capricorn.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay, but that's not what I meant. I wasn't talking about the sign of the person. I was talking about what the sign points to.
Right.
Capricorn in the 10th house points to the
The father.
points to the family, and it points to the grandfather or the grandmother, okay? But in that place. But just because your mom is a Cap, that also puts her in that place.
Hmm.
So your mom wasn't playing, huh? She
No,
wasn't
she's
playing with
an
y'all.
asshole.
She was not playing with you. Okay.
With me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a
Mhm.
bad child. I was a good child.
You didn't
But
have to
when I
be
got,
bad. She was gonna make sure that.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
that,
Whether you was bad or not, she was in your ass. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's definitely true.
Yeah, but when you got the chance to get away, none of that shit applied when she wasn't around. Okay. All right, Mecca. What's the science, mama? You know I'm getting tired.
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
All right, Queen. Nadell says
Oh,
that
look at this
you
here. Who's this? Nadal. God, Nadal. Look at that. Yeah. I remember you, Nadal. We still follow each other on Instagram too.
tell her I
I
dropped the
told you
chat.
you
You want
marry
to
a
join?
man born in South Africa happened among other things. Your Venus line ran through, or the seventh ruler ran through. Either Mercury or Venus ran through South Africa. So, that's where I got that impression. And she sure did marry a man from South Africa. See, I do astrocartographical reading. What people don't know is just like you can look out and see the positions of the planets. If you were on the outside looking in and the planets left a trail or a shadow over the earth, it would look like the astrocartographical chart. All right. And you have to look at it like this. You're born on one side of the planet. On other parts of the planet, because the solar system surrounds the earth, the planets were at specific points in the sky on other parts of the planet. So if you go to those places where that planet was aspected more so than in your location, then you receive the energy of that planet more. All right. And the person who Nadal, the person who put I think she got an astrocartography analysis from me, or I used it in one of her analysis. And because I expressed it, Nadal, what's up, mama?
What's up?
So because I saw the line that ran through South Africa, I figured that you would attract somebody from there. So you did. Yeah.
Happened.
Wow.
that's so
Are you still in Australia?
I am in Sydney. Still, we're in lockdown at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, lucky for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it miserable for y'all down there.
Uh-huh. Pretty bad. The army's out now.
What? The
Yeah.
army's out.
Mm-hmm.
See, now you
What's
know
going on?
something. What you see happening in them other democratic countries, democracies or whatever, you can bet that it's going to happen over here eventually.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean, we actually
targeting
did see the
minorities.
military. And who's the minority? The Aborigines?
No, they're targeting like Middle Eastern refugee communities because apparently we have big families and we don't like to isolate.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
Like Middle
no
Easterners, you know,
doubt.
refugees, yeah, Afghans, things like that.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm.
See, I don't really understand the political climate of Australia, but I know that it's European, um,
Very.
oppressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywhere them Europeans are, you gonna find oppressive action. And you
Absolutely.
know something? If everybody out there wants to know something, back in 2012 on Know the Ledge Radio, we talked about Neptune's ingress into Pisces. And we talked about how the grand deception, how Neptune in Pisces points to grand deception, how it also points to disease, drugs, vaccine. As soon as Neptune went into Pisces, they started legalizing marijuana. As it progressed through the whole scam about child pornography and all of that and came to the fore, the whole LGBT movement moved forward. You dig what I'm saying? And got broader. Police attack on citizens globally increased. So you can see that this is the last third of that, this disease shit. I don't
Yeah.
believe that COVID is not a man-made. I know it's man-made.
I believe it's
You know,
man-made too.
and this
Uh,
entire epidemic is geared to push the world to a whole nother order. You see, they experimented with this shit in the '60s. Y'all can go look up Gerald Ford and Nixon's um, population control program, and then the manipulation, the processor or the protocol that they were going to use to initiate that program. And this is identical to the one that was going on then, you see. And this all has a lot to do with the sextile aspect between Pluto and Neptune that has been pretty constant for the most part of this century, remain constant for the next couple of centuries. So they're trying to bring in this new world order, straight haves and have-nots, man, working class and aristocracy, without any fucking in between. They're trying to eliminate that middle class, like I don't know what.
hold up,
Okay.
Rob. Hold up. Yeah, you speaking fire right now. You speaking fire right now. You speaking fire right now. Yeah.
You know, in the '60s they vaccinated us, and then we all got this little cherry mark. It looked like a Cheerio buried in the
Mm-hmm.
skin as it was healing, right? And then in 1974, Gerald Ford addressed the country and apologized for the population control program. All right. Now,
Mm-hmm.
back then they talked about using vaccines and all of that stuff for population control. Here it is, 50 years later, you got this crackpot, Bill Gates, talking the same shit. Chiron is the planet that takes 51 years to go around. It is the only heavenly body in our solar system that we can use Pisces then, and Chiron is in Pisces now. Chiron is going to move into Aries. This is going to be the militarization or the policies, the policing, and the enforcement of the program that they're instituting while it's in Pisces. The craft must be respected. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Do you wanna do any more 5-minute reads, or should they just call you to get a sample?
They should just call me because I'm tired and my voice is straining.
Okay. All
I like to
right.
close and say thank you all very much. Good night. Bye bye. Abrupt and
I
but
don't
I
know.
ain't that's rude.
I don't want to
So
leave
I'm
the
not gonna
down.
be a rude boy today.
I don't want to leave Nadal.
Oh, Nadal is still there?
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here.
Nadal,
Listening.
what you want to say, Mama? What you
I
want to
just
say,
want to
Nadal?
say, 10 years ago, I remember having a dream, and then we connected, and my dream had some signs that kind of connected me to you, and then you did a reading for me, and everything you said to me back then happened, and I still think about it today. Every time something happens, I was like, oh, Ra said that. So yeah, vouch for you 100%.
I appreciate you putting that out on the air. I really do. Because I've been doing this shit for years, y'all. This is how I make my living. So I take it very seriously. I'm not into, I know automatically I'm going to fascinate a person. All right? That comes with the territory. And in the beginning, that really meant something to me. But now I don't give a fuck that you're amazed. I am more concerned that you are enlightened. Okay? Because the mind state of the people today is so gullible, and no one is I take students all the time, love. No one is really, I don't mean absolutely no one, so don't take it literally, but no one on a collective scale is actually pushing the know yourself agenda, because the power that be don't want you to know yourself. They want you to be the ultimate consumer. They don't want you to be the ultimate composer.
Yeah.
You see? I take students all year round. You just need to contact me so that we can discuss it, and so that I can evaluate your aptitude and your demeanor, and to see if you would actually be a good student. Because I don't just take students just because they want to learn astrology. They have to be able to do the astrology too. So I have a 12-year-old girl now. All right? She's above average intelligence. And I'm going to declare publicly, without because I don't have permission to use her identity. I'm not going to state her name, right? But she's smarter than any student I ever fucking had, yo. And I've been teaching astrology for 30 years. Okay? And this is my first child, my first minor. And it's just like that. She adds, subtracts, multiplies, and divides without any fucking bitching, which is important to me. So, this is the thing. So, yes, I'm taking students. As long as you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and understand how geometric measure is performed. You don't have to be a geometric, but you have to understand the concept of degrees and how they break degrees down. And you have to be able to add and subtract and count them. So if you can do that, you can be my student. That's for anybody listening or watching, okay? That is my prerequisite. And you must also be able to handle my demeanor, because I'm not going to modify my character to assault your ego, right? This is more a mental training course than it is an administration of information, because you have to use both sides of your brain to be effective as an astrologer, as a celestial scientist. And most people aren't taught how to do that. And even those people that do know how to do it, if they're not experienced with symbolism and logistics and using them in tandem simultaneously, then this course is definitely about that too. Okay? And at the end of the course, I expect that you would have developed those to the extent where you can use them both and do astrology. You see?
Okay. All right. Nadal, you might want to friend me on Facebook in case you need something out there in Australia, girl.
Will do.
Yeah, like that's crazy, but you know,
It is what it is.
it is what it is for real. But you okay? You safe and everything, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Wow. 10 years ago. Wow.
Maybe even longer. It was before you had your daughter.
Probably longer because I know Rob was teaching me too a long time ago. Had the book out.
Well, it was just about 10 years, Nadal.
Yeah.
I think it was 2011 or 2010. Yeah, it might because
Yeah, around
Saturn
that.
was in Libra. I remember that.
That's
So
right.
it
No,
was either
Saturn
2000.
was
It was
coming
between
into. I was
2010
coming into my Saturn
2012.
return. Yeah.
Yes. All
Yeah,
right. Well, we
that's
might
what I
make this.
thought. I was focusing on the reading the most. You know, when somebody's in a Saturn return or about to go through Saturn return, I really focus the reading on that because it'll be, yo, you didn't tell me that if I don't, you know. So, so I focused on the Saturn motion, and like I said earlier, when we do the life rhythm cycle, even though my predictive schedule that I do for you is only going to be for the next 30 days, it's that same, the essence of that cycle resonates on and on for the rest of your life. So, like I said, I'm going to give you something that you can use for the rest of your life if you get a reading from me. Not just something that's going to entertain you for the 2 hours that we'll be on the phone. Yeah, Bell, the reading are approximately 2 hours. Really, I swear to God, I've been trying to get it down to an hour. And occasionally I can do that. That is if the client that I'm working with doesn't try to talk a hole in my head while I'm doing the reading. All right. But most of my readings are about 2 hours. An hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours.
And you need a notebook and a
All
pen.
right. And that's what we're actually doing. Yeah, they should bring a notebook, a pen. You can, if you do the reading on Skype, you can record it, or you set up the Zoom meeting. Recording the reading is your responsibility. I'm not doing that. All right. You need to bring something to write with so that you can write your schedule out. Because even if you are recording the reading, you're going to need to write out your schedule, because that 30 days that you're going to use to confer with me about it, I'm going to want to know. I don't have your shit memorized. I'm not even going to try to memorize your stuff. Is why I have you write it down. So when you call me, I want to know what window you're in so we can discuss what's pertinent. So bring writing utensils, and if you would like to record the reading, please feel free.
Do you take payment plans for your classes? Payment arrangements? Do you do payment arrangements?
Say that again.
Do you do payment arrangements? Payment arrangements for the class.
I would do a 3 payment plan. You can do it in 3 installments. Because my curricula is 3 grades, basically. 3 degrees, 3 levels. All right. The first level, the second, and the third. So you could pay as you go in thirds, or you could pay all at once. Now, I prefer you pay all at once. But I do take installments. All right. Somebody said, thoughts on the 12th house representing travel by way of Jupiter's influence, the nuances. See, I do not consider Jupiter to be travel when we're talking about Jupiter in its concept of Pisces, unless we're talking about overseas travel, all right? Or transcendental, meditational, the soul transcendent, or the mind expanding beyond this shell, okay? Now, those are the nuances of Jupiter with regards to travel, if we're going to play on the semantics with the word travel. Sagittarius is travel, and thus Jupiter geared more towards journeys and long-distance travel and seeking out and searching out things for mental broadening purposes, for the purposes of learning or attainment, right? Achievements, right? That's more Sagittarian. So, or 9th house. So I look at it like that. I would never, unless I saw Sagittarius in the 12th place, I would never consider travel as a feature of the 12th place. Physical travel, personal travel, okay? Now you're talking about traveling out of your mind, out of your body and things like that. Now I would attribute that type of travel to Jupiter, all right? And that was to answer Sopdet ties. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. You take payment plans. You're accepting students currently. You're
I
doing.
accept students forever. I'm always open
Mhm.
to new students. It's just that they have to have it. It's like college, man. You know, you're not going to go to college and tell your English professor that he needs to teach you how to read because, right? So I'm going to teach you how to read astrologically and how to measure. But you need to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide.
Yeah.
And you understand geometric units of measure. If you can do that, you can be my student. If you can't do that now, and you would still like to be my student, there are free academies online like Khan Academy where you can go sharpen up on your math skills. And my
Yeah.
thing is, it is easier and less complicated to do the math that astrology requires than it is to pay your bills every month. So you really, have to realize that. And there is no astrology free of mathematics from my perspective. All right? You got a lot of astrologers out there who proclaim that they're astrologers and they suck at math and they don't use math at all. Okay? Aside from putting numbers into a chart maker. All right? I'm not one of those. I'm not teaching any of my students to be one of those. Okay? So if that's what you have an idea what you're going to be doing at Cosmophyzix, you need to go check my syllabus.
For real.
Okay?
Because that
Because I'm
math.
not playing. I
Yeah.
am making real astrologers, and I'm doing this for my people, but I'm not, anybody can come if they qualify and learn the science. Okay? But
Yeah.
this was and is mainly for my people. You see? That I didn't have every race and every nationality in mind when I said, damn, my people need to know this shit. It was my peers, my comrades and contemporaries ribbing on me, joning on me, thinking because in their ignorance, because Greek terms are applied to the planets nowadays and Roman terms, people think that the Greeks and the Romans are the originators of this science. Okay? And it's not so. So realizing this, I wanted my people to know the truth of it. Everything else has been whitewashed, and I wanted to show my people, especially my critics. I remember one time I was on Notre Ledge Radio back in the early 2010s with Blue Pill and Red Pill, and somebody came on there and was like, "Yo, Ra, I appreciate what you're doing with the astrology, man, but you using Greek Roman terms, man." I said, bro, you need to understand that those languages are ours. That Jupiter, Aries, uh, Zeus, Poseidon, these are ancient Kushite African kings. Okay? Europa, Cadmus, all of these names, they're all African people. All right? So whether they originate these cultures developed on the African continent or not, the original Greeks are Ephrygians and they are Phrygians and Ephrygians. Okay, and the white Greek, the European Greek that you see today, the pale, the fair-skinned one, did not come above. These are Dorian Greeks. They were not even heard of till like 1500, 1600 BC. Okay? Before then, all the Greeks there were brunette skin. All right? And their language is the same as, it's still Greek. Right? Romans were Etruscans. All right? The first Roman emperors of African descent, or they resembled Africans in their genetic and their appearance. So when you think about this science, consider yourself able to all right? Even though you got some modern Hindus that will deny it, the oldest astrological treatise in Vedic astrology the Surya Siddhanta, is written by one who claims to have traveled to Africa to get that knowledge. Okay? So do the knowledge of that. And be of that mind too. That we are reclaiming this science and we use it to guide ourselves, to navigate through this world, to understand the nature of our challenges and our blessings with some insight. Other than that, it's like walking around through life without in a dark room without a flashlight. You know, imagine I'm going to give you a mansion to live in. There's 17 rooms. All the furniture in there is silver and gold and platinum, and it is made of the finest woods and ivory and what have you. But it's all dark in there. You ain't got no lights. How would you enjoy that treasure, right? Well, life is that treasure, right? And life is filled with obstacles as well as blessings. And there's no denying or avoiding that. You're going to deal with your obstacles. You should enjoy your blessings. And you can better do that with some insight, which is what this science is designed specifically to give us. It gives us a knowledge of those things that exist out externally that have an influence on us, and those things that exist internally which have an influence on us. Because the mind and thought itself is electromagnetic energy, do not think that the electromagnetism and the cosmic energies and the solar flux does not have an effect on your being. We can show and prove this, but it takes more than conversation. I believe in demonstration. While I appreciate these platforms, you know, I don't even see sense in doing them if I can't demonstrate. You see, this is why we did the 5-minute samples. But in order to see the true essence of astrology, you have to do it. It's like swimming. I could sit up here all day and tell you what it was like to swim, to learn how to swim, and to swim in the ocean, and to swim in a river, or a pool, or a pond, all right? Or across the Mediterranean, the Straits of Gibraltar. It doesn't matter. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. If you've never been in the water, you know nothing of what I speak. So it is the same with the celestial science. You know, everybody through the cultural popularization of sun signs understands where the sun was when they were born, what sector of the sky the sun was in. This is why people say, I am a Gemini, I am a Scorpio. Really, you are the universe walking, the whole thing, all at once, all right? And you are using that energy that was located from our perspective in that part of the sky. You are not that part of the sky. Scorpio is only 30 degrees of the ecliptic. All right. Gemini is only 30 degrees of the ecliptic. Leo, Aquarius, all of them. If you're using traditional astrology, I'm not talking to the astronomers that use uneven signs. Okay. I'm talking to the Western and modern astrologers. All right. Modern from all over the world. So I'm not limiting it to any zone, right? Like Vedic or classical, because they're all using the same tools, you know, with different forms of measure to come to the same conclusions. You see? So I think that's it. You know, I think I conveyed my point with that regard.
And astrology comes from astronomy, correct?
No. Astrology was right with astronomy in principal terms. But in terms of the science, there was no separation.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't separated until the European came into force, and he separated them. Okay? All before his advent, they were never separate in any culture at any time on the place of this earth. So that is to say that water comes from wetness or wetness comes from water when they're inseparable, like heat and fire.
Okay.
To say that fire comes from heat or heat comes from fire is heat. Astrology is astronomy, and astronomy is astrology. as far as the original man was concerned. It wasn't until really we put it on the European, but to be specific, because it ain't all Europeans, man. It's the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it separated astrology from astronomy and made astronomy. Okay, because you did not in the ancient days study the stars without studying their indications, and you did not study their indications without a knowledge of the stars. So that's how that goes. It goes so far back, you can't say which one is first. I mean, one might want to rationalize that we were astronomers before we were astrologers, but that's not logical. Because for what need would we have to measure the stars? You see?
Okay. Yeah.
So it was, I believe, and this is pure belief. All right. I said this a couple times on a different platform. But women are the authors of this science because their cycles are more obvious with the most obvious body other than the sun. You understand? The moon. So I believe that women develop the understanding that, yo, every time I see this shit is going on down here. Or I'm bleeding every time this happens. You see what I'm saying? So that they made the correlation and that it was developed over time.
Mm-hmm. they up, huh?
Yeah, they up, man.
They up at two
My
in the
kids sleep
morning.
when they want to. Listen, man. We put them to bed. It
Your phone breaking up. You
doesn't matter.
froze?
Did I?
Yeah, you was freezing a lot. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, now I can, yeah.
What I said was my kids sleep when they want to. All right.
Uh
Because,
oh, gotcha.
there's three of them. I got 3 bedrooms. So they got to be together in one room at this present time. So we put them in the room. They're not going to sleep. They play themselves to sleep.
I
And
don't think
yeah,
nobody's
and
children go to sleep until they're ready to go to sleep. You put them in the room
well, I don't know
and they
about
sneak
other
out
people's
the bed.
kids. I can only speak for my
You
own.
know, you was sneaking out the bed. You know you
Listen,
was
when
sneaking
I
out
was a
that
kid,
bed.
and my kids are just like I am. When I was a kid, I was up
We
at
was
2
doing
or
what we
3
wanted to
o'clock in the
do.
morning,
That's what I'm
reading books,
saying.
watching TV, and all that shit.
Yeah,
So
sneaking out. I was sneaking to watch TV, and I was supposed to be in the bed. Yep,
yeah,
all of that.
exactly. So
Yes, they're doing what
but
we do.
my kids also have an enormous amount of freedom, you dig, to do
Yeah,
what they want because
yeah,
we homeschool. I don't believe in babysitters. They're always in
yeah.
my company. Even when I go out to do lectures, I can't wait to get the fuck home with my kids. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they're given a lot of leeway. Plus, my kids are Aquarius risers, like two of the people I read here tonight. Okay,
Mm,
and I know that these people need more freedom than the average person. Okay,
mm,
in order to develop congenially. You know,
mm.
so
You
I
get some
grant
more
them
energy
that.
now. You get some more energy now.
The thing is, I
You
get
think
amped. Don't mean that I'm not tired, Mecca.
I can
So I,
tell you
I hear
tired, but
you.
I see you getting
I hear you. I hear you trying to persuade me
nah,
to stay on this
nah, they
phone
gonna
for another 2 or 3 hours.
I ain't talked to you in years,
Mhm.
But but no, they know the call. Y'all know the call, right? Get your 5 minute sample, and support the family by getting your reading, your 2 hour reading. And for those that want to attend the school and learn how to do astrology. I know I need to get back to it because I need to brush up on my skills from
And all
years
classes,
ago.
all classes are one-on-one until you get a basic grasp of the basics, and then you can mix with the other students. You understand?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I'm sure people are like that. they'll enjoy that one on
Well,
one. Everybody like, yeah,
I've learned that different people excel at different mental
yeah,
exercises. You understand? So some people are more technical and they're very quick to grasp the technicality of it. But then the art of astrology, of interpretation and envisioning how these things play out in other people's lives. See, that's not a mathematical thought process there. You understand? So
yeah,
the average person that is highly technical, it takes them longer to grasp and
yeah,
ascertain the uh the the right hemisphere type of work that you got to do. So, and vice versa, it goes to the other way. So if we had a classroom, some people would excel others quickly. You know, the technical
yeah,
individuals would excel the visuals, and the visuals will excel the technicals when it comes to interpretation. So I do it
yeah,
one on one, just me and them, so I can adapt to their learning curve. You understand? Yeah, I got to do that
yeah,
because yeah, every person has a unique way of seeing it, and it's my job to figure out how to get them to see it efficiently.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
Well, when I
some
had
people
to,
just want to be coddled. Some people
yeah,
just want to
well, I
be
was,
mentally coddled. They don't really want to study. They're not even capable of retaining the vast amount of details that they got to retain, yet they still want it to be explained to them. And they don't ever want to have to go swimming, but they want you to explain that butterfly stroke to death, you know?
well, when you work with them one on one, you're able to differentiate that, and
Yeah,
that's the
I'm able, listen, I'm
thing
able to
about,
find their way. I'm able to feel my way through to their curve, to their learning
yeah.
curve. Yeah,
Remember, people come from different backgrounds. People,
exactly.
got a lot
Exactly.
going on, and like, cause like when I took that pyramid class, that math prepared me for your class because I was getting them right. I don't know how I was getting that pyramid measurement. I don't know how I was getting it right, but I was banging out them. I couldn't believe I was making pyramids, bro. So that math prepared me for when you started teaching me, and I was like, wow. But I still got my notebook, from what 10 years ago.
Really. My girl, you have every notebook that you ever had.
I'm a Virgo. We keep
All the
everything.
you are a hoarder. You all
I'm a
them
hoarder
boxes of books and papers you
of
ah,
books. No,
yeah.
no, not
That's
anymore.
a good thing to
All the
be.
stuff.
That is a good thing to be, I believe. If you're hoarding
I got what I need.
information,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
more than
yeah,
what you got what you need more.
yeah.
You
I
know,
got what I
you
needed
got
more.
enough books to fill my living room.
Yeah,
All them, but if
yeah.
you still got all them books I saw in your rest, you got enough books to open a library.
Well, I'm working on it.
There were more books
uh,
in your house than there were at the Black Panther's office.
Stop playing, bro.
No,
Stop
I'm not
playing,
playing.
bro.
I'm telling the truth to you. To my playing. You tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm lying.
You you're not lying. I got a lot. What about
Mhm.
2,000 books 10 years ago?
I didn't count them. I know I
It
saw
was,
like 15 boxes of books all up in them cabinets. Books that
you mean bookshelves?
that
I
you
had
can't
bookshelves.
be
You mean the
studied.
bookshelves?
Well, I saw you
Oh no,
you were packing.
that was in Charlotte,
You were
or was
packing.
that in Marriott? I don't know. I done moved over. I done moved so many times,
In
bro.
Charlotte, I remember the bookshelf. In Marietta, I remember the boxes. Boxes and boxes of
Oh
books.
yeah, because when you came through, I was moving to back to New York. I think to Brooklyn. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I've been moving around. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I know.
I enjoyed
Saturn was
tonight.
in Sag then. Sat
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do
Saturn
me
was in
so.
Sag
I
then.
forgot. I forgot what time I was
No, I ain't
going.
gonna do that. No, 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 no. Don't let me interrupt. You go ahead and close out. You can call me later.
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. So what time? What's the best time
Okay?
to?
Because my kids, I need
Okay,
to
so
put
what's the
these
best
niggas
time
in
for
the
them to
bed.
reach you? So they don't just call you at any time. They can call you for the because a lot of people didn't. I
The only
apologize.
time to reach me,
Hmm.
don't apologize. Don't even worry about that. Look, the only time to reach me is between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I operate outside of those hours, but only by appointment. But if you want to call me randomly, you got to call between 1 and 7. And let me tell you, my phone is blowing up every day, even without this type of stuff here. You understand? So if I don't get to you, call back. You might have to try more than once on more than one day. Okay? But it's not really hard to get in contact with me. I just between
Can they text
1
you? They can
p.m.
text you.
and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, I can't even read this shit here without my glasses. I don't want to go through the text. I'm not reading no text because I'm not answering. Okay, I don't like to type. So call
Okay,
me.
Baba. All right,
Your
Baba.
mouth, if your throat ain't slit, you can talk.
All right, Baba
So
Ra.
call me. I'm old school.
So
All
drop a
right.
rhyme for us, Ra. Drop a rhyme for us before you close out.
Oh, you
You know you got those
serious?
skills. No, you're gonna come back.
You
We're gonna do
serious?
another show. Yeah, you're gonna do another show. You're gonna rhyme. Let everybody know your skills. Show them your art too. All right,
They
brother.
can go to my Instagram page
See your art.
and
Oh,
see me
okay.
kicking around on with some lyrics over there with some limericks. Okay, but you know,
Okay.
I'm past the desire to MC.
All right, Baba Ra.
I
They call you
appreciate
Baba
everybody for coming out. Look, I appreciate everybody for coming out and for giving me the attention. I hope that I gave you something of value. All right?
Yes.
Peace.
All right. Peace and love, brother. All right. I want to thank everybody for attending the show tonight. That was Ra Akhu, Baba Ra. He got a new name now, Baba Ra. I'm glad everybody that got a reading was able to get a sample reading. And for those that did not, make sure you hit Ra up, get your sample reading. Feel free to, get a full reading and also join the school. So I appreciate everybody that came out. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Please go and support the other videos that I previously posted. Black Root Science, Brother Amun, Sophia Stewart. I interviewed her, the creator and founder of the Matrix and Terminator. Just support me, and it'll be returned back to you. So please subscribe so you can know when I'm going live again and who we're gonna have on here. Um, my next guest try to get. I want to get Lester on here. Lester Loving, the Pyramid Master, on here. So thank you. Much love to everyone. Peace and love. Y'all be safe. Um, and I look forward to meeting with you guys live soon. Peace and love, everybody.